And I'm here day one, MWC, with Angus from BeyondNow. Angus, how are you?
I'm great. Great to be here.
Well, it's been a minute. What's new? What's new at BeyondNow? What are you excited about as we head into the annual get together in Barcelona?
Well, I think the real buzz here is around AI and how AI can help transform telco operations, how it will be a springboard to grow revenue. Some of the things like infrastructure as a service, selling GPUs, selling new solutions like AI Factory. A lot of focus around how in the small and medium-sized business, the SMB sector, how they can be better served by telcos who create an AI factory to create solutions which can be packaged up with connectivity for those customers.
Wow, that's a lot to unpack. But how do you describe BeyondNow to someone who's maybe not familiar with you and your background and your journey? How do you describe yourselves these days?
So we will see ourselves as an ecosystem orchestration company, and that is helping companies work with partners. Those partners might be on the buy side. They might be part of a solution to solve a problem, or they could be on the sell side where you sell through different channels, whether that's MSPs or specialists, channel partners you want to work with.
What are the biggest challenges, roadblocks that you're seeing the MSPs, the telcos, service providers have these days? I mean, obviously, revenue is number one.
Number one is revenue. Absolutely.
But what else are they struggling with?
I think, there's a lot of talk about AI, and I'd be really interested on here today, because everyone thinks that AI is like magic beans. The question is, have the telcos done enough digitization of their own business to have the data, the structured data, which they can then monetize through AI? And so for me, I'm interested to hear how efforts on the old digital transformation, yesterday's theme, are progressing, because really super important to have some of those foundational building blocks to really be able to exploit AI.
Brilliant. So BeyondNow, maybe describe how the team works, where you guys are. OSS, BSS, as we used to call it, was kind of a back office function, no longer, right? I mean, the back office is incredibly important for.
It is incredibly important, and monetizing, is kind of one of the core tasks. But what we see is this need to really move and to digitalize the front office, to be able to sell digitally, to create new channels to market, to be able to use AI and agents to have an amazing customer experience, but also for the telco when it comes to ecosystems, not just working externally with partners, but today many of the telcos' own businesses are far too difficult for their customers to navigate. So those ecosystems could actually be internal divisions. So we're seeing a lot of interest, particularly in the US, for example, around how do I create simple offers where I'm packaging together all the things that I do together with partners. So how do you bring in all the various elements of your own organization, step across the stovepipes within your business to create full solutions, and then add partners to create, to enrich the solutions. And then on the sell side, looking at how best to serve the customer, and is that through digital channels? Is that through partners as well? So how best to serve those customers?
Fantastic. It sounds like the business side, enterprise side, is a big part of your value proposition, something kind of a lot of telcos have missed out on over the years, really serving within the enterprise. How's that going? How are you helping them?
So I actually saw one of your podcasts, and you very neatly talked about 5G monetization, and that was a work in progress. And I think the B2B space is really where the big opportunity has always lied. And for us, a lot of what we've done over the last 3-4 years has been in the B2B side, helping transform some of those key functions within B2B. B2B is very different from B2C. So things like how you serve those customers, things like configure, price, quote, CPQ, the sort of offers you create. I think one of the big movements is that telcos traditionally have competed a lot on price. And if you need to win a new customer and you offer a discount, then that's a one-way ticket, to prices going down. Whereas if you move to an upsell sales motion, what you're effectively doing is you're saying, how can I better serve, get closer to my customer, understand a broader set of problems they have, and how can I bring partners in to perfectly solve those problems and create richer solutions? That means greater customer loyalty, greater stickiness, growing revenue, but also it's 5 times easier to upsell an existing customer than to win a new one. And your core connectivity, which is at the heart of what you offer, becomes more sticky. And so, you put connectivity at the core, you have those bigger relationships, more revenue, and then you automate, the fulfillment and all the back end to that, and use AI to create an amazing customer experience.
Fantastic. Well, let's talk about that. Traditionally, when you worked with a telco to deploy new services, there was, COBOL code to change. There was teams of internal developers. You had technical debt. You had to bring in a giant systems integrator to get it all working. When will we get to a point where I can put together a prompt and create a new service within my telco? Is that day coming?
Yes and no. Okay. So it's all very easy to say, oh, AI will come and revolutionize. A lot of what we've been doing over the last 12 to 18 months is making that B2B transformation a lot simpler. And that's really basic things. So we have blueprints. So rather than saying, what would you like? We say, this is what we recommend. And so on day one of a program, starting off with a fully configured solution and saying, this is what we recommend you do, is really fast tracking the implementation. And so taking some of the optionality away and then having a simple implementation. B2B is complex. I mean, there's no way around it. It can be extraordinarily complex. How do you migrate customers, complicated enterprise agreements? How do you do all that migration? And yes, AI will have a huge part to play in that, but also in taking the business online, making it more digital, creating agents. That will be a huge step forward. But at the same time, some of the basics around the core implementation, the migration, and shutting down the legacy systems, requires simpler ways of doing things.
Fantastic. Simpler is better. What are you excited about as we head into the next phase beyond this MWC? What are you keen on this year?
So we're growing our business by 45% per year.
Wow.
And there's pressure on us we've got a new investor on board. And there's pressure on us to continue that growth over the next 4 or 5 years. So we're looking to really drive our top line growth. We're looking at a bigger portfolio of solutions, more acquisitions, probably stepping into adjacent markets as well. AI is a really key part of that mix for us. Things like AI solution factories and how we agentify our business. So we keep on top of what our customers are looking for.
Very exciting. What a full plate. Very, very fascinating stuff. Congratulations on all the success. Onwards and upwards.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.